life. Because one of the, actually it's 2 chapters in the book. The first is called "The Funny Thing Happened on the Way to CNN." Now, I've never talked about it publicly until the book came out.
Yeah.
But when I found that footage, I mean, I couldn't call Bill Casey on the phone anymore. They disconnected my phone. And I went to church that night and like, what do I do? I mean, I've got this footage in my house with a blind roommate and a 3-year-old son of them faking being halfway to the moon. They said, you need to drive like a bat out of hell to CNN and pass this hot potato.
Yeah.
I'm leaving church like at 10 o'clock at night on a Wednesday. I'm the last of 300 cars going by. A business that had closed 3 hours earlier. There's a van backed in to their driveway and didn't pull out when the other 300 cars went by. But as soon as I go by, pulls out. And I'm like, oh, he was waiting for me. So I just stop in the middle of the road. I say, I'm going nowhere until this guy's in front of me. And I said, I got all night. Like 2 minutes go by. He's literally stopped in the middle of the road at night. And I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. So I guess he gave it up. He figured, well, I blew it, So he passes me. So I follow him. Know your enemy. Yeah. He gets on the expressway going to town. I get on the expressway going to town. 2 lanes one way, a medium, 2 lanes the other way. So I pull up alongside the guy. I want to get a look at this guy. Who is this guy? Who was waiting for me the day I find the footage of them faking being halfway to the moon? Who is this guy? I pull up alongside of him and I look at him. I mean, you can imagine going 55 miles an hour. He looks at me. Have you ever seen that sea documentary of the great white shark? They hold out like a piece of meat over the boat on a big hook. And a great white shark, leaps out of the water and grabs it. And his eye is like this big around. And I look at that eye. And you know what I say about that eye? There's no one at home. Yeah. It's soulless.
Yes.
It doesn't care if it's your mother, your grandmother, your daughter, or your dog. Yeah. It will eat them. That's how this guy looked. Ooh. It was the first time I've ever seen a human being have no soul. This guy looked like he would kill me, go home and have a fried chicken dinner and not even think about it again. And as soon as I looked at him and as soon as he looked at me, my car died. Electrically, engine just killed. Now, a military friend said they zapped it from a satellite. So he goes down to the next exit, loops around, meets up with another car. And I'm like trying to flag down somebody. They shut off my phone. My phone won't work. And then they loop around on my side. I cross over. They loop around. I cross over again. Finally, a cab driver stops. And I take a cab to CNN from Nashville to Atlanta from like midnight to 6 a.m. or whatever it was. So I finally get to CNN and I'm surrounded by government agents. I mean, I've never said this publicly, but the book is like my final statement on the matter. If you want to go out showing that music video clip, Bart's Moon song, go out with that because that summarizes everything. It's like when I did interviews about the film, I never mentioned this stuff because it's like I'm already trying to get people to believe something difficult. That the craziest of conspiracy theories, they shot the moon landings in a TV studio, is actually true. Our government is that corrupt and arrogant. So it's like, I don't want to go into the X-Files, me being drugged and kidnapped and all that.
I would hate to not
just complicate things, but
talking with the source.